Walking Stick Library presents Skies over Lubbock, Texas, Part 2, with your librarian hostess with the mostest, Eileen Kramer. And don't forget, you can catch this stream live on Twitch.
So what we probably want to do is find out what's flying over your city, because this isn't going to be the only airports. These little airports aren't the only thing generating planes in the sky. Planes fly very long distances, as we know. So what we're going to want to do, and I am going to put us at 100% again, so I don't get a messy on my screen. We're going to like this. We're going to go up above where we have some space. We'll leave that for later. And we're going to go up here, and I'm going to check my chat house because this is fun. I'm having fun, and when I have fun, I forget I might have guests. I don't have any guests. Oh, does that stink? Okay. What we want to do is planes fly designated flight paths, either over landmarks if they're doing visual navigation, which is still a thing for a lot of the smaller people in a lot of the smaller planes, or instrument navigation. They're going from one radio beacon to the next radio beacon, and as they hand off between them, the pilots will say, coming into your radio beacon, hello, this is pilot in plane number K1, coming to your radio beacon bound for Ithaca, New York. Right now I'm heading to beacon number, I guess I'm heading to the next Texas beacon. I got a lot of beacons to go through today. I'm coming in, bound for Ithaca, New York, flight K1. I should be on your register. Go to the next one. I hit radio beacon number 2. Bye-bye, radio beacon number 1. Hello, radio beacon number 2. This is K1 on its way to Ithaca, New York. Flight K1. Coming into your beacon. Beep! Into the next beacon. And each control tower and beacon will hand me off to the next place. And that's how you fly. It's like links on a chain. Now, the reason I know this is my RCL database. I review books for Resources for College Libraries, Career Resources, Engineering, and Technical. This is my book database. And these are some aviation books that I'm working on. Aviation's one of my areas. You're talking about somebody that can't drive a car doing aviation, reading stuff for pilots. And this is some stuff I have yet to review. But there's a lot of things. I've read a lot of books on how to fly a plane. Okay, now you know my credentials, such as they are. So what we want to look at is, and I'm going to get rid of this. We're changing colors and sizes, but not much else. Flight paths. Let's look at Lubbock, Texas. And I misspelled it because I don't come from there. Well, if somebody misspells Utica, New York, or misspells Syracuse, or Onondaga County, or any of the places I've lived over the years, or says DeKalb County when it's DeKalb County here in Georgia. Georgia, you can tell I'm from New York. I was born and raised in downstate New York. We can figure that out. Now, flight paths over Lubbock, Texas should give an idea of what you're looking at. Because sometimes you want to know what the heck you're looking at. And we're going to go in here, get the area that overlaps. We're going to do this as a Google search. Now, in Google, the and is implied. So I'm going to bring Google up. We're going to bring them back over to here by my Miro map, and we're going to type in Lubbock, Texas, and flight paths. Flight path asterisk, that's a truncator, single or plural, paths. Now you might say, I just did it backwards. No, I didn't. Oops, wrong one, folks. Bet me bad. That's because this and is not an and. It's a symbol that means overlap between two ideas or sets. It's called an intersection symbol. What the computer is looking for is where flight paths at Lubbock, Texas overlap. And this is what we call commutative. It can go in either direction. This is useful to know. And again, I don't know who'll be watching this. Some of you may have had the new math in New York State in the early 1970s, as I did. Some of you may be from Singapore, where it's still taught, and it's still taught in a lot of parts of the world. It's just not taught where I live among people I've been teaching. But if you know this, it's very useful because this puts it in with your prior knowledge. So that's why I like to teach it this way. But that's what we are looking for. You could actually draw it on a piece of paper and see it. Okay, and it can go in either direction, but you get the same results. Okay, Air Nav Radar, Lubbock Executive Air Park. Direct flights from Savannah, Georgia to Lubbock, Texas. Distance from Lubbock to Cal. Okay. I'm not having much luck. This is the closest we're going to get. Air Nav Radar. Oh, this is wonderful. And this is what they're showing, and nobody's in the sky right now because it's night. See live map. We're not going to see much because it's nighttime. Okay, I don't see. I see the Democratic Republic of Congo. So where we want to go is back to the US of A. We want to get up towards this panhandle. Lubbock, Texas. And here's the flight feed. Okay. And this is near Lubbock, Texas. Most viewed, nearby on map. We couldn't find any flights near you. Most viewed. Okay. So we're not seeing anybody right now. No, you're not getting my location. But you can see as we go around Lubbock, there's a whole lot of airports. And at night, there's not much flying going on. So let's go. You know where we're going. Atlanta. This is Hartsfield-Jackson. Nearby. On map. Most viewed. Okay, we may need to go some part of the world where it's still light. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, where is it still light? It's light over here in Japan. Let's go to Japan. I can't get this to work. All right. We're going to try something a little different. When one does not work, we do another. I want the air traffic around Lubbock, Texas. You're concerned about contrails, you need to be concerned about planes. Right? Okay, we're going to try again, folks. Air traffic. Flight view. Okay, let's try them. Select an airport. Okay, I'm going to Lubbock, Texas, folks. Lubbock, Texas, LBB. And you can see there's a lot of, this is mostly commercial air traffic. Any way to pop this out? Arrivals. Okay, that's not helping. Select an airport, and again, you can do that, and it's going to show you different ones. I really would like to do the airport tracker. Flight tracker. I don't want the flight tracker. I'm looking for a map. My trips, flight tracker, airport delay, arrivals, departures, weather. I can select an airport. So if I wanted to go to Lubbock, Texas, this doesn't do the little airports, unfortunately. And you can see the departures. And if you'll notice, this is very different because these are going elsewhere. We have one that's going Gulf to Gulf Air. We have American Airlines. We have Qantas. They're on their way to other places and they're picking you up. Interesting. So we're very spooky out here, but that's not what we want really. We're looking for smaller airports. Okay, KLBB, Lubbock Preston Smith International Airport, AirNav. And that's not going to tell you who's going where tonight. But this is a sectional chart, and that is semi-useful because it's going to show you all the different airports, and it's going to show you the flight routes. That isn't, but it's going to show you. I just didn't think of. It's going to show you the different flights of things coming in from different places. This gets very complicated. What I'm really looking for is air traffic map. I'm just going to throw something at the wall. Airline routes maps. "24 hours of global air traffic." National Airspace Status Map, FAA. Sky Vector Planning and Aeronautical Charts. Flight Radar 24, Live Flight Tracker. We can try all of these. Now, if you look, you will see all sorts of stuff all over the U.S. There, we're going to go up to our friends up here. That's Amarillo. This is Lubbock. And you'll see this is what flies out, how they fly out of Lubbock. That's classed as all, these are all commercial jets. Now, if I want to go to the U.S., and I want to zoom in, I don't want to be in Dallas, Oklahoma. It's going to get thinner, but you're going to see it. Machine Park, Lawton, Oklahoma City, Gainesville, back up, Texas, Austin, Dallas, Wichita Falls, Duncan, Amarillo. Okay, south of Amarillo, we get some of these other cities. This is what flyover country looks like. Lubbock. And you can see you've got a little bright spot here. And if you look at this, you should be able to click it. And you can see all the flights. And I can't see who is doing what where. But this is up at the northern end of the city, and down here we have, recognize this? That is your Executive Falls. And here's somebody coming in F82. Don't know what all these are, but you could look. Not labeled very well. And this is National Federal System Standards. And again, you can look and you should see. This is mostly just big airports again, but there's Lubbock. And you don't see very much. Ouch. Sky view. Aeronautical and vector charts. Okay, so we want to go back to Texas. And again, this stuff is all publicly available. Nobody's hiding it from you. Okay. KDS Childress. I'm not doing very well with a lot of this. These are weather stations. Airports. And we probably want to go to United States. And again, you can go to Texas. And then you get to pick. And there's lots of these tiny little airports all over Texas. I don't know which one we even want, but you can pick any of them and they'll tell you what's there. LLB is Lubbock. Texas Gulf, and Angelina, you can find yours in here. We've got to have another one. Southwest Lubbock Airport. And again, not lighted, all kinds of little airports all over the place. And you'll see them. KBLB, Leveland. Okay, here's Lubbock Preston Smith. And it will give you, this tells you what they're selling in the way of air fuel. Doesn't tell you very much else. But a whole bunch of navigation aids. Remember, you're being handed off from one tower to the next. And all kinds of information if you're a pilot, but I don't see how to do this. Flight Radar 24. And again, we need to go to the United States, so we'll come down here. And we want to go to Lubbock. Lubbock Preston Smith, they're only doing the big one. Departure aboard aircraft on ground, find arriving flight, more. And this shows you, this is their live map. You won't see much, but you can look. And again, not much is happening this time. And ooh, look at that. You got a lot of airplanes in the sky. This is, does it say who this is? Okay, this is Southwest New Mexico livery. It's scheduled, it's going from where to where? Tampa to Las Vegas, so it's going to fly over you. This is American, going from Dallas to Las Vegas. Again, skipping you. This is Spirit. You gotta like Spirit Airlines, besides the fact that they're yellow. And they charge for baggage, so what? As long as you know what you're getting into at the beginning. I have been known to fold backpacks up into duffel bags for the return trip and flown with a backpack full of canned goods. I keep kosher, so I need a backpack full of canned goods when I travel. You set them up in the hotel room, you got instant food. Much to be loved. Much to be loved. And here you've got all kinds of fun things you can find out about it. Country, and here we have, it tells you what kind of plane it is. It gives you a track, and here we have a little guy. I don't know what he is. A prop plane. Going from Waco to unavailable, but it has a flight plan because you have to file a flight plan. This is some of the most tightly regulated stuff in the United States. And he's been traveling all along here. QTW he is. He says what he is. He's a Cessna. A Cessna, single engine Cessna. See the propeller? He is flying at 6,500 feet. When you get one of these, it's flying at a much higher altitude, 34,000 feet. This is like really important because this over here is what? This is United, going from Houston to Salt Lake City. This is another big plane. You won't see that many little guys at night, in the daytime. You'll see more of them in the daytime. But if we play around a little bit, we may see some more fun kinds of planes flying in your neighborhood. Over here we got a whole pile. And again, that's going from Atlanta to Albuquerque. It's a 737. And again, these fly much higher than these guys. Aircraft category, general aviation. Here's a small one. That is an executive jet. You see how much smaller it is? That is a Cessna Citation. That's an executive jet. No propeller, and it's much smaller. It is a business jet, and it's flying at 43,000 feet, way up there. So you're not just going to, this is really good because this is not going to, this is really good. I am going to take us back out just temporarily. This is lots of fun. And this is more fun in the daytime. I hate to tell you that. It's way more fun in the daytime. I just want to get back to Flight Radar 24. Okay, Flight Radar 24, and you could do, when you get here, the way to go is to view the map and get in here. And again, you can view the map any number of places. I don't know where this even is. But you can move around the country all over the place. So I am going to put us back at flightradar24.com, and I'm going to give you that URL. And I'm going to give it to you on the machine because I know you're not here in chat. And when you come in here, you're going to want to view the map. And then move to where you are. Control C, and you can pick your airport. So I'm going to take us back here. so you can see who's flying over your city. And that is good. Okay, I am going to clean this up for you for the moment, because this is where you need to be, flightradar24.com. And I'm going to move us over and let you take a look at that. You're curious about what's flying over your city? This is the place to go. You can be a Snoopy and go snoop it up. By all means, look. I wouldn't tell you not to look. Go look. Now, this brings us to something else entirely different. Let me clean up in aisle 9 because we really like Flight Radar 24. And we're going to go to a different airport. Actually, we're not. We are going to, this is the Flight Tracker Map Live. This is where you want to be. Aviation data. This is also good. But the Flight Tracker Map Live is what you want. And you just pick this up and go all the way. I'm going to Atlanta. And where I want to go is Peachtree DeKalb Airport. That's Chattanooga. Starting to look a little better. This is my neighborhood right over here. And again, what we want to be looking for when we get down to Atlanta is this should be Peachtree DeKalb up here. You see all kinds of strange things. You click on it, that's a helicopter. Not what I wanted. But you can get down a little further. East Point. I'm really looking for Peachtree DeKalb. Georgia Aquarium. North Druid Hills. Here's one flying over North Druid Hills. What is he? Okay, Atlanta to Houston. Now, these aren't the guys I worry about all that much. We're going to transition over quite a bit here. Belvedere Park, Brookhaven. This is PDK. And again, we're doing this at night, so we're not getting really great views. Everybody's in for the night. But if you get back down over here, where there's a little more lively, you may see some little guys mixed in with the big guys. The little guys are the ones you want to watch for, the general aviation stuff. And again, I'm not going to see much because we're doing this as a night stream. But you can, this is all the action on the runways at PDK. There they all are taxiing around. See them? Like bees in a hive. And these aren't the ones you have to worry about. And right now, it's not on the ground at all. It's waiting its turn to go out. It hasn't had a chance to go out yet. So you can see him on the ground here, which is kind of nice. This guy over here is going somewhere. Atlanta to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And it is a passenger. It's flying at 3,000 feet only. It's on its way up. It's passenger. Say what kind of plane it is. It said that further down. Doesn't say. It's a Boeing 737. It's a smaller jet. And it's on its way up. It's flying upward. You can actually see its little flight path and everything. And you can fly. You can do this all over the East Coast. Let's see if I can find another small one. The ones you have to worry about are the little ones, and most of them are not flying at night because you have to fly on instruments at night. But you'll see, okay, there's a little guy. Let's get him. Okay, this is a Cirrus. This is going to segue us. These are the guys you want to watch for. And they don't make contrails. They're prop planes. They don't fly on the same kind of fuel as a jet. And you'll see it's flying ground speed at 166 knots. Through airspeed we don't have, but it's only at it's at a much lower altitude, closer to the ground. And you'll see the categories general aviation. And you can see again, it's a single engine prop. You'll see a lot of these in the daytime. And these are the guys you want to watch for. Let me get us cleaned up. And we're really not interested that the commercial jets may leave a big stinky trail, but the little guys do something else entirely. And we're going to talk about those. Now, before we do that, I want to do one more thing for weather. And the reason I'm going to check my squawk, I've been so busy tracking the planes, I haven't been doing that. Nobody. This was a fun night and you're all missing it. This is an honest question. We have droughts in Georgia and they surprise the crud out of everybody. We're not supposed to have droughts in the eastern United States. We get them. I remember a mini drought in Utica the last year I lived there, Utica, New York. And I had tomatoes I was planting and we're hardening them, putting them out on the hardening table every day. They had been grown very carefully in my bedroom upstairs on a heated plant warmer. You have to have something to heat the soil or they will not sprout in the winter indoors up there. You're really fighting nature up there if you're growing a garden. You have 110 days to grow your garden, then the frost hits. You get maybe 110, 120 frost-free days, that's it. So it's got to work on the first go. So you start the seeds indoors and you have to keep the soil warm because in a 65-degree house they won't germinate unless you have a soil warmer underneath. So they're growing on the soil warmer. Then you take them outside to harden, and it's like 1 hour a day, then 2 hours, then 4 hours. Well, we had a drought, mini drought, and the ground was disgusting. Not disgusting by Texas standards, but by New York State standards, awful. If I'd put those guys out, they would have died. So we held them for a week. And every day they had to go out to their hardening table for 5 or 6 hours. Get a ton of water, go back in. Out to the hardening table, lots of water, go back in. The hardening is because of transpiration. They go through a ton, they're not good with their water economy till they've hardened off a little. So once my tomato plants had hardened up, I still had to hang on to them for a week till we got rain. Then they could go out and be out there in the regular soil. But I remember how sandy that soil looked. And we have had brown spots on the grass all spring in Atlanta because we don't have enough rain. So I constantly fret, do we have rain? So we want to see how you're doing for rain. So this is just a very quick search. I'm going to give you another great URL up here. Can we have another great URL? We sure can. And that's going to be, let's just run it really quickly. I'm going to do a very quick search. This is your U.S. drought monitor. This is something you're going to want. Pull it, and this is your baby right here. I want to get rid of the link. But this is Drought Monitor, University Nevada, Las Vegas, Edu. This is one of your drought monitors. And if you want to do Texas, we're going to hit right over here. Pick your state. Right here, this is regions. And then you can go to your state. And you're about over here. I don't know which county you're in. I'm going to have to look this up real quick. I usually can get info like this off Wikipedia. You're a county seat. Okay. Lubbock is the county seat of Lubbock County. Okay, good enough. Stuff you don't expect. Swisher County, Floyd County, Mooley County. You're square because of you're not in the 13 colonies. You are between a moderate and a severe drought here in Lubbock, Texas. It's going to get cold and rainy tomorrow. You should be doing the happy dance. Seriously, you need the rain. You've got a drought. So we know, I'm going to bring you down here. This one's not a yes. This is a... So if it gets cold and rains and cloudy and drops some rain on you, you're getting the good stuff. And even if nobody engineered it, you're still getting the good stuff. You see chemtrails, they should be a harbinger of rain. You see contrails, they are a harbinger of the good stuff. That's actually a good sign, not a bad one. Thank you for watching. And remember, you can catch me live on Twitch.